It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show. It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show. It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show. It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show.
Yes, indeed, you're listening to me, Andy Snowden, here on Calon FM with the Stage and Screen Show here each and every Saturday afternoon from 12 until 3 p.m. Good afternoon. And throughout lockdown, many people have been thinking outside the box and using their imagination on how they can provide something a little different to the public. And Daniel Halliwell, a sound engineer from Buckley, has not only set up a Zoom guitar lessons business, but has also built himself a studio in the back garden. And he joins us now to explain all. And Daniel, I suppose guitar tuition is it's a relatively new venture for you, right?
It is, yeah. I've worked in studios before where I've been quite restricted on what I can do, and it came to a point I wasn't tutoring at these studios, and it came to a point where I thought, you know what, they're asking for tuition. I can provide tuition. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in at the deep end and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. I'm just trying to listen to what people are wanting.
Yeah, exactly, and I think you're absolutely right when you say that people just want something to take their mind off things. There's been a lot of like online lessons for things like this, and it's kind of worked in a way. People thinking outside the box, really.
Yeah, I've been doing a few Zoom lessons. A lot of people have been saying, "No, I want to wait till face to face." I said, "Yeah, it's fine," but I've had a few people on Zoom, and they said it's not going to be the same as face to face. We understand that, but we really appreciate everything that you're trying to do, because obviously if you're face to face you can sort of say, oh, if you move your finger here, if you adjust the guitar like this, it's a lot easier than just seeing one sort of point of view of one person, because you can't really see how they're sat. Like with I'm not sure if you play guitar or an instrument yourself, but when you play you have to be in a certain position. You have to be sat in a certain position, stood in a certain position. You have to hold the instrument in a certain way. And with not being able to see it fully, you can't almost assist as much as you want to.
I was going to ask you about that, because I would imagine that most people, especially younger people, when they come to you for guitar lessons, the dream is to be a rock star. But there's so much more before you get to that standard. Do you do exams and things as well?
I do, yes. I'm RGT registered, so I go through London College of Music, and I'm a registered tutor with them. So basically I can put people through electric, acoustic and bass guitar grades from 1 to 8. They'd come through myself, we can order the books, and then we can get them going through the exam process.
And I noticed as well you've started doing family sessions, which is genius in my opinion, because to get parents and kids practicing together, I mean that's a wonderful thing. I mean, my kids all play instruments, and there's no better thing than sort of sitting around and, you know, one of them playing the piano, one of them picking up a guitar, and we all sort of sing along, and it's just terrific. But that's a great idea to do family sessions.
Thank you. It was, to be honest, I do a lot of my work with my missus, and basically we're jumping ideas back and forth, and then the family idea came about. I think it was Abby who said about it, and I said, oh, that's brilliant. Why don't we look at it just 2 people to begin with, and then say, for example, another sibling wanted to come, we could sort something out. It's as you say though, it's getting the parents involved as well as the child. And sometimes with the children, especially when they go back to school, it'll be hard to find time for them to practice throughout the week, so it'd be harder to develop. But in our opinion, if the parent is practicing as well, the child or the younger person could also join in with them and practice. Yeah,
but I mean, as I say, my kids have all been, I mean, they all really play piano, and it's so difficult to get them to sit down and practice. It's the bind of every parent's life, I think. But in that respect, if I sat down with them, they would do it. So if I'm sat there with my guitar, and they will definitely pick up theirs, and just have a jam, I suppose, even.
I think that's the point that people can get to. Like, if obviously you sound like you're from a musical family, so I think it's quite nice if you can get to a certain point, you sit down. And I think the main thing for younger people is if they can hear themselves playing a song that they know, a track that they know. There's one person I'm teaching at the moment, and she loves the Mamma Mia musicals.
Right.
Now, what I'm doing is I've started her off learning Super Trooper, which is her favourite song, and literally in 2 weeks she's now playing the whole song, and she's absolutely loving that.
Fantastic.
So she then go to friends who play music, and they can do exactly the same. They can play together, or they can sing together, or something like that, and that's sort of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get people playing together.
Is there a good age to start playing, do you think?
Oh, that's a hard one, to be honest, because it depends how focused you can be, and I'd say sort of to focus properly, you'd have to be from age seven or 8. But it's completely up to however the person feels, however the parents feel more than anything. If they feel that you can sort of have a 5-year-old, for example, sit there and be able to learn to play and listen and keep focused, then definitely I'd take people from all ages, sort of 5 onwards.
Yeah.
I'd 7 or 8 is the retention, the main retention for learning and focusing.
Yeah. Also, as well, you've got a studio in your house, which is really cool.
That's correct. Yes. It's like a little outhouse, but it's still a part of the house, I suppose. Basically, it's just the left-hand side, and the whole thing's basically maintained in there. So it's the tuition and the recording. I've been a sound engineer for 6-7 years now. Again, as I said earlier, I've been in multiple studios, but been restricted. As soon as I started doing tuition, I thought, you know what, I need to do some recording as well, because I had people contact me and say, oh, now that you're opening up, are you doing anything with recording? We want to come in. And there's a band at the moment, Jacklash Cat, and they're lovely guys. They want to come in, they want to record their second album with me, which I'm over the moon about and can't wait to have them in.
So can you fit like a whole band into your studio, or do you have to sort of like have them in one at a time, or how does it work?
What I recommend is if there's a band with a drummer, bassist, guitarist, lead vocalist, just say for example a standard rock band. Yeah. What I'd recommend would be the guitarist coming in for the first hour, doing a quick scratch track with me, along with the drummer. The drummer will then stay with me from 10 till 12, 10 till 1, so 2 or 3 hours. And then we'd get the bassist in, the guitarist in, and the vocalist, obviously. And then we'd get everything done in the afternoon, solely because it would be a bit of a squeeze to have everyone in. We could do it, but the drums, obviously, they're loud, so I'd try to make sure that everyone's sort of happy and comfortable with the noise volume that's coming through. Very much their project, and I'll help as much as I can.
Yeah. Because I mean, I got to be honest with you. When I've ever been into a studio, recording studio, I'll be honest, that hasn't been many times. But I'm always really impressed if they put a bit of echo on, even. And but that's just the sort of level that I'm at. But you must have people coming in of all different kinds of abilities, people with their own ideas, as you say. So you must you're taking all abilities, really.
Yeah. I'll always advise. That's the thing. I'll always advise and say, why don't we have a little go at this? Or the problem with me, I can hear a finished project before it's even started.
Yeah.
So if they show me something, I'll say, oh, what about this? What about this? But if they say no, I will just leave it at that. I won't put it on in the final mix. I won't do, again, anything like that. I will leave it as their project.
Fantastic. How and you say what you do? You can do about two tracks a day. Did you say that's quite that's some going that really?
Yeah, 2 or 3 tracks per day. Because what I like, the main thing for me is if you're an acoustic guitarist, I want to get the best acoustic sound for you. And in the room that we've got, it's perfect because it is, to me, it's the best acoustic room I've ever worked in. And that's not being vain, it's being honest. I've worked in a couple of acoustic rooms and they've just not had that right sound. But being in the music room at the moment, it's in the studio, there's just something different about it. There's a different feel, it's a different sound, and it just sounds incredible. So I like spending a bit of time with the acoustic sound. Not saying that everything else is obviously pushed aside, but I always find if you listen to a track, the acoustic sticks out. Even if it's, take Green Day for example, one of my favourite bands, you will always hear an acoustic guitar in the background because it's something that they love.
Yeah, it's been really interesting speaking to you, Daniel. Thanks ever so much for that. If people want to get in contact with you, what's the best way?
So if people want to get in touch for tuition or recording purposes, they can call me. The contact number is 07767 395 610. Again, that's 07767 395 610. Alternatively, they can find me on Facebook, Instagram at DH Guitar Tuition, or they can drop me an email at info@dhguitartuition.co.uk.
Fantastic. You take care of yourself, buddy. Good luck with it all.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Cheers. Ta-ra, mate.
Bye now.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show. It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show. It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show. It's the Andy Snowden Radio Show.
There you go, the Daniel Halliwell, a guitar tutor and sound engineer based in Buckley in North Wales. And as he says, if you would like to get in contact with him, you can call or text on 07767 395 610. That's 07767 395 610. Or, of course, Facebook and Instagram, and that is DH Guitar Tuition, or email info@dhguitartuition.co.uk. That's Daniel Halliwell. Go on, teach yourself the guitar, why not? You might just end up like these fellas.